Hello everyone, welcome to True Say with CBJ, and I am your host Cherno. On this podcast, we will be chatting about a lot of different varieties of daily, social, and political topics. I'll be having conversation with people who think like me and people who don't think like me, and even people who I interact with every day and never get the chance to talk to. So if you want to hear more, stay listening.
We're recording. This is it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to True Say with CBJ, and I am your host, Cherno. Welcome to the first official podcast, episode number 1. I'm fucking nervous. No, seriously, my legs are sweating right now.
Why are you sweating?
I'm nervous. I don't know whether it's the gym or I'm just nervous, and I'm moving around so much.
And I'm the first guest.
And you're the first guest. And yes, my first guest, my wife, my partner, Haddy Emma John Carlson.
Thank you.
I mean, we already started having this conversation.
Yes.
And we had to stop because I wanted to make it in the podcast. I wanted to make it to the podcast. So,
but is it like a conversation we never had before? Do we have one?
What do you mean? Like,
I feel like we already talked about everything in life.
Not really. Like, I feel like there's so much we can actually talk about. Like,
but you and me can talk about everything 100 times.
Yeah, but in a more deeper conversation.
Exactly.
This is like compared to when we're just having a conversation. Now we're actually talking to people. We're sharing this with people. So it's not like me and you just by ourselves having a conversation and we disagree, agree, and then we end up probably having a fight about it. It's different.
Oh, I forgot we were actually talking to people. Well, hello, people.
Can you fix your mic?
Well, I'm new to this too.
Well, anyway, so this podcast, as I said, it's not a very one topic base. So we will be talking about a couple of things. But I wanted to make it more natural, you understand? And we will talk about specific topics, whether it's, we can talk about our marriage, we can talk about our growth, we can talk about what's happening in the world right now, whatever it is. Like the fact that you have such a long name. We already started that. And when your parents were naming you, what exactly happened? Like, who chose what name and what was going on?
Okay, Haddy. My dad chose the name Haddy, and Emma is chosen by my mom. But you know, when they chose Haddy for me, they had like a naming ceremony in Gambia, but I was not even there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my dad's last name, my mom's name. I have so many names that it gets even complicated.
Because your mom is from Sweden and your dad is Gambian, for all the people who are listening. And when your dad named you Haddy, what did your mom actually think? Because, I mean, you know, like most of the Gambian mixes here, most of them always actually do get the Gambian name. You know what I mean? Whether it's a Haddy or a Fatu or something. They do have the Swedish name, but they never use it. But you're using your Swedish name more than you use your Gambian name. Why?
I think it's just because my mom was stubborn and she wanted Emma. And my dad had nothing to say.
Really?
Yes. But you know what she wanted to do first? She wanted to do a mix of my dad's name and my mom's name. And my mom's name is Anneli and my dad's name is Musa. So she wanted to mix it and make it Musalina.
Oh my God. No. Seriously.
Yeah. So thank God it became Emma instead.
But it's very common though for a lot of people who are born in to a mixed parents, and obviously like your parents, if you were to allow me to say, they were not together when you were born after, and most of the times the kids are not even in the naming ceremony, so like they're not even around, but it's just culture that they have to do it.
I always thought that was a little bit weird that they had naming ceremony, but I was not there.
The baby is not there.
Yeah.
They have weddings and you're not there most of the time.
But what?
Yeah, like
so they're celebrating without you.
Yeah, because for them it's like the most important is just to do like, we call it like what's it called? In Wolof we said like ene, but it's more like the intention. They like the intention to do it. Like you see me and you when we were getting married, we started with just by sending the dowry money, and then after what they did in the house when we were all sitting together in your grandmother's house, we didn't have to be there. Like literally, because it's not like they're gonna ask you, would you take Emma to be your blah blah blah?
It's just like the blessings.
It's just the blessing. It's just to have the two families talk to each other and both accept that you two are gonna get married. That's the most important thing. So you don't even have to be there.
When we have our kid, are they gonna have a naming ceremony in Gambia?
Well, actually, yeah. So we're having a child.
Wow.
How do you feel? I mean, what week are you on right now again? I keep forgetting.
I don't know. 33.
33.
Out of 40. So we can like happen any day now.
Yeah.
Almost.
So yeah. And it's funny because I'm going to start doing this podcast. It's going to be very interesting when the baby is going to be around and crying and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to handle it.
Imagine you invite people and you just hear screaming in the background. No, but we will figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to raise a child here. I mean, I've been here for 2 years now. Actually, even to thought about it, like today, for the first time, I was a little bit afraid of like, how am I going to love my child? Like, it's going to be very interesting to like look at that little person. Like, I'm very good with kids, as you know. But for another kid to be like mine, to be responsible for another human being.
Oh, that's actually crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I think it takes time to love. Like, when you start loving a person, like when we started to love each other, it took time.
Yeah.
So I think people are pressured with feeling that they have to love the kid as soon as the kid comes out. But that's another human being that it will take time to love someone. I think so.
Is that do you think that's just morally for women? Because I feel right now that I'm supposed to love the kid. Like, I have an obligation as a man to love the kid. I don't know how you feel as a woman.
I think that is as a parent, not just as a man.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like I have to love. But I feel like some parents as well, maybe they don't even think about those things. Because a lot of parents leave. Like, they leave before the child comes, or they leave right when the child comes. And I know it can be fear. But for me, I'm like, I want to be there for my child, no matter what happened. I'm ready to put my desires and probably my dreams even, to just make sure that this kid, it's the future. Because, we raise kids differently, compared to in Gambia and all these, different countries. But I feel like it's such a big responsibility for the next generation. And I feel like I want to be there to guide her or him to this world. You understand? So sometimes I'm like, how am I going to do it? You get it?
Yeah.
And
but I think you just learn through the time.
Yeah.
Like, you can listen to people and take advice from people, but I think you won't know until the kid is here.
Advice from who? From Swedish people?
Imagine, though, we're going to have two totally different ways.
Two different cultures.
Yeah, we have two different cultures.
Is that worry you right now? Is that worry you in our relationship to be raising this child? Because, like, put away our differences, our issues. We have our cultural differences and our small issues that sometimes we talk about, sometimes we don't talk about. But the kid, it's like the biggest thing. Yeah,
but somehow I feel like we still have we have the same way of thinking in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
Yeah, I wanted to burp. Yeah, I feel like overall in this marriage, we both have been to different culture. How do you call it? Different cultural differences, backgrounds. Oh, exactly. But like some things, you needed to adjust when you came here. But I feel like even if we live in the country I'm from, I've been adjusting a little bit to your culture too. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I know before when I was like, the day I have a kid, I'm going to post it for the whole world. Everyone is going to see it. As soon as I'm over 12 weeks, I'm going to show everyone that I'm pregnant, la, 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 la.
And I was like, nope.
No, but as soon as I got pregnant, I didn't even want to do those things. No one had to tell me. It was me, too, that didn't want to post too early. Now I don't even want to post the kid's face too early, like all those things. So I feel like we're both adjusting after each other's cultures.
Yeah, of course. Like for me, I definitely have to because first of all, I'm living in this country. I've been only here for 2 years, so I have to live by the law of this country, by some of the rules that goes around this country. I can't escape it, and I have to accept that my child is going to be born here, and is going to be half Swedish or 25%, 25%.
It's in 25.
Is it? I mean, you're
I'm
half.
half. Yeah, 25.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm fully Gambian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to raise a kid here is probably definitely not gonna have the culture that I came from, and I'm okay with that. But it's more like because culture for me is not, it's important, but it's not really that big of a deal for me, because from what's more important for me is the kid to just grow up with two parents that teach her or him how to understand the world. You understand that it's not an easy world, and you have to be strong. Like these things, these little things, so that they can grow up to be a good but a strong person. That's the most important thing for me, and be genuine human being. And the rest doesn't really even matter.
But those things can scare me though, because doesn't everyone want that for their child? Still,
Yeah.
we have people out here failing as an adult or failing even as a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like whatever you do as a parent, what if that's still not enough? That's what I'm more scared about.
Yeah, of course. That's one of the things that I think about as well. But I have faith as a Muslim that I leave everything to God. Because I think we already had this conversation that even the prophets, who were the best of human beings in this world, some of them, their kids didn't follow them. So imagine if a prophet's kids doesn't follow them. Like, what are we? We're like nothing to that. So we only try. But the problem is with a lot of people is they would say, okay, yeah, I want my kid to be this, I want my kid to be that. But themselves, they don't try to better their lives. They don't get up. They don't do anything. They don't do, you know what I mean? They don't try to educate themselves, or when I say educate, doesn't mean school or whatever, but just learn about life. You understand how to become a better person every single day. And better too doesn't mean you're a terrible person, but just how to, you know what I'm saying? You have to view the world in another way, whether you have to be very open-minded, you have to be a genuine human being, but at the same time to be a very strong person, whether you're a woman or a man, both can be, you understand? And then the kid usually will follow. You understand? And sometimes it can end very bad. You can have a kid that's totally different from the parents. Like, totally different. And I've seen it.
Yeah,
So,
but then usually people will blame the parents. But actually,
Yeah.
maybe it's just the kid that is being...
yeah, sometimes it's just the kids. But obviously, we're raising a child. Example, in Sweden here. And in a lot of other places, it's more like the people you hang out with. You understand? I think that's one of the reasons why people blame the parents, is because they're not maybe watching their child and who they're hanging around with. Like, there's a way of raising. You're not going to be making your kid fear of you, but you have to be a little bit strict in a certain way. You know, not to strike fear in your child, but to have more of a discipline.
But do you think fear and respect are like the same? Like, are you scared of someone you respect? You think so?
Okay. When I was growing up, my mom was very strict, as you know. And I wouldn't say I was afraid of... I was afraid, actually.
Exactly.
I was afraid. African moms, please do not mess with your African mom, for real. It's... Now that I grow up, I thought about it more. That, yeah, I was actually afraid of her.
That's why you respected her.
Yes, but she never touched me. She never screamed at me.
She just give you the
It's
eye.
the way she carried herself.
Yeah.
So maybe it was not even fear. Maybe it was a different type of fear. Maybe it was not fear of she was going to hurt me. Maybe it was the fear of, oh, she'll be disappointed of me if she see me do something bad. So, you know, it could...
And imagine the difference, because me and my mom, we had that kind of relationship where the most of the people in Sweden have with their parents, I would say. Like, we could scream at each other, both of us. But I was never scared of her. But she screamed at me. She never touched me, of course, but she screamed at me. But I was not scared. I just screamed back. So see that cultural, like the difference we have.
Yeah. But do you think that's right, though? Do you think it's right
not to scream back, but I think if you're
both ways actually.
Both ways, exactly. If the parents show you that, okay, let's say the parents scream, the kid is gonna think it's okay to scream, so the kid will scream back. Like for example, your mom didn't scream, that means you didn't had anything to scream about to her.
But for me, the question here is like for more in the Western world, because we have a lot of that here. We don't have that back home most of the time. Is how did they even raise us now to scream back? Like it's not like they never tell us don't scream at your mom back. You never know that as well. So I feel like it could be just about how you as a mother or as a father carry yourself as a human being. Like you see with me, you always talk about it that people look at me differently or people respect me in a certain way. Is because I maybe respect myself in a certain way. I'm not saying your mom doesn't respect herself or most parents don't respect themselves, but it's the way you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain value and a certain respect you have for yourself. I don't know how to put it in words more, but that way when you enter a room or when you talk to your child or something, they lower themselves, they calm themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Also, yeah, you have the. I feel like it's hard to mix both because, for example, me and my mom had a very open relationship. We talked about everything, and at some point, she was my best friend, and we could talk about everything. But would you say that you could have that open relationship with your mom, for example?
No.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. It's two different ways.
Till today.
Maybe my mom made me feel so comfortable and around her that I could scream because I was comfortable doing it. And I could also open up about my problems in life, whatever it's about. And your mom, she made you respect her a lot, but you couldn't open up to her because you didn't have that relationship. So it's two different relationships. So what's going to be hard is how do we want to raise our kid? Because I want my kid to be able to come to me with everything. At the same time, I want my kid to respect me. How do I mix those?
Well, I've learned that, with my mom, I can't open up to her in a certain way. It's because it's not like she doesn't allow it. It's just that it just never existed. There was never an open up, because as a child, you have to open up to the child. If you tell the child your personal life or your personal business, and then you ask them, maybe they want to tell you, maybe they don't want to tell you. But I was never asked about my personal life, like whatever I do, if I had a girlfriend, or those things were not allowed in my culture. Like you don't, as a child, I feel like you kind of don't really matter. You're just there to eat, get feed, be happy that you have a home and you're getting food, and then be thankful. You know what I mean? But I don't want to raise my child like that.
Because the kids are the future. So
exactly.
You have to involve them very early in stuff. That's what I would say.
I'm not going to lie. Like, our parents made mistakes. You know what I mean? They made mistakes. And we will make mistakes as well. But we need to take from the things that we thought that maybe our parents didn't do very well, and we try to do that better. Like for me, example, I will try to communicate with my child with certain things, but certain things I will not talk about. Like whether if she wants to have a boyfriend.
She has boyfriend problems. She can come to mommy.
Yeah, she can go to you. Because I feel like we have a father-daughter or father-son relationship. Yeah. We can talk, we can play, but there is a limit.
Yeah.
It has to be a limit because we have a role. I'm a father. There's a respectful way you need to talk to me. You don't need to be fake. If you're respectful, you need to talk to me. Whether you're just saying hi to me in a certain way. Because, you know what I mean? I raised you. I gave you food. I was here before you. Your mother carried you for 9 months. So have the respect. And that respect is basically by listening to me when I talk to you, not ignoring me or insulting me, or even if I scream at you, it could be wrong. But I could even come to you, and I would want to come to my child even if I scream at her and apologize and know that, okay, I did something wrong. Because we're living in a generation now that is completely different compared to our time. My time. How old are you again?
25.
And, so definitely, I want to do it differently. And I know we will go through challenges, for sure. There are going to be clashes, but because that's how the world works. There can never be just happy days or just smile. There's going to be problems, there's going to be clashes, but we just need to try to understand, like, what do we want? You know what I mean? Like, why are we doing this at the end of the day? Because she's going to be my best friend and I'm not going to need you anymore. So
I know.
Yeah.
You'll probably leave me.
Yeah.
I'll be alone.
But anyway.
I'm sure she's gonna be daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
She already looked like you in the stomach. She has your nose and your lips.
Thank you.
Oh,
But anyway,
thank
so I actually didn't expect we could actually even have this conversation right now. It's actually crazy.
Babe, I told you, we talk about everything. We can talk.
No, but the thing is, when I said you were going to be my first guest, in my mind I was like, okay, we already talked about every single thing. How can we do this again? But in my mind I was like, And the other day when we had the first episode, we were trying the first episode when I was having technical difficulties the whole day. And I was like, oh, maybe we can actually do this. But I had to just write stuff down because I was like, I need to have a certain structure or a plan with this podcast. Otherwise, people are not going to probably want to listen to what we're going to say because we're like, oh, these people are not very interesting at all.
But you know, this is not the first time I'm going to be invited.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to be in more episodes.
Why? What are you going to talk about?
We have a lot to talk about.
Anyway, what do you think about me doing a podcast?
I think
By the way, guys, we're very tired right now. I just literally came from the gym. And I was like, I gotta do this because if I don't do this, I'm just having like cold feet. Shall I say cold feet?
Yeah.
But yeah. So, what did you think? What do you think?
I think it's exciting. I think it's good because you're a very good talker.
You think so?
Yeah, and you're very smart and clever, and you're good at giving like advice and perspectives. And
you hear that?
You're like, yeah,
there you
give
go.
me more.
Give me more.
Yeah, but I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should just continue do this. Invite different guests, and it's gonna be good.
I mean, I would love to have you in the podcast to do a host, but I feel like it's too early. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing YouTube.
Exactly.
Are you still doing your YouTube? Because we seem like we're gonna be doing different things in this relationships.
I know. I would do YouTube and then I will stop and then I will do it again and then I will stop. That's the thing with me.
When we started dating, you thought that we were gonna be doing the same things all the time.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like I thought you were gonna
we were doing the same things. We're gonna do YouTube together.
Yeah, because that's what you made me think. You were like, yeah, then we can have the exactly. It's your fault. You're just trying to talk the way to my heart.
No, it's not like...
You said that we were going to do YouTube. I said it and you agreed. And then we were going to do a lot of different things. Maybe we wanted to have a clothing line, those things. What happened to all those things?
Life.
Exactly.
Life and relationship, moving to a new country.
And then now you're like... I don't think I want to be on YouTube. And yeah, I don't want to be on any social media at all. And I'm just like...
Yeah, I'm out of Instagram, guys. I just can't take it anymore. So we're basically doing totally different things. But the thing is...
I always loved to be out there. And now you don't want to be out there.
Here we are.
Well, I forgot. See, this is so natural.
But you see, that's what I like. I'm a natural person. I don't like when things are too planned sometimes, especially when it comes to showing myself to the world. You know what I mean? And I feel like since we've been doing different things and we're going to probably be, even if when it comes to business, you can own your own business. Next thing you know, you're becoming successful. And I'm not saying that will be the reason why I would come in, but I like to watch things. I only want what's good for you. Even with your YouTube, I feel like I can be there. We can be a team together and work with each other. But of course, I don't want to show all my life to people. I can talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to show it too much out there. So we doing different things. I feel like it helped both of us to have certain self-growth. Because when I was just by myself, I never could do anything for myself. Like I could say 3-4 years ago, I couldn't start a business idea myself. I wanted to do a podcast. I wanted to do YouTube, but I couldn't do anything by myself. And I feel like, yeah, you could do it with somebody, but I feel like I had to do this personal growth. I wanted to become someone that I know that I made myself here. Then it would be easier to work with somebody or to be doing something with someone. You know, even since I've been here, Musa, my friend, has been trying to make me to do this podcast with him. And I said, no. Oh, bro, I will give you mics. I'll say no. I want to buy the mics myself. I want to do everything by myself because I want to have the personal growth for myself. That's going to make me stronger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And whether it's me going to the gym by myself, even though I would like you to come to the gym and work out with me all the time,
okay, no.
Or whatever else activities that I would do, like, I feel like we need to have a little bit of a separate life and do certain things by ourselves to help us grow. And then for some reason, things will align. Like right now, I'm doing this podcast by myself, but you never know if it's going to go well. I hope so. Y'all better listen. We could be doing this together. You could be my co-host, or you could even stop doing YouTube and think that podcast will probably help.
Yeah, but that's what I've noticed too. These couples that have a YouTube channel together, like they become more like colleagues than a couple.
Exactly.
And that's actually, I don't even want that too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. It looks good when couples do good things together, YouTubing. But I feel like after a while, it becomes a business.
And it becomes a little bit fake because then you will start doing it for the world and not because you want to do it with your partner maybe. Maybe
exactly.
You will go on a date or you will go traveling or whatever just to have a new YouTube video, and not for being with your partner. You have to show the world that, oh, we're doing this and everything is so fine, but maybe it's actually not.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If we were doing YouTube, we would be forced probably to spend our money that we're working hard for to go on holiday because we like, especially you probably, you're going to be like, babe, we need to travel because we don't travel that much because you see other people doing it. So you want to do it.
To be honest, you know, when we just deleted our Instagrams in April, it was during Ramadan, wasn't it? Yeah. I felt so like I think our relationship became so good during that time because I feel like I've been watching people, everyone is traveling, everyone is having this nice life, showing their nice relationship, blah blah blah, and I think that stressed me. So as soon as I took Instagram out, it was like, oh wow, like our relationship became so much better, I would say, because I didn't have anyone to compare with. And I think that like to compare is very dangerous for a relationship and for your own self.
Yeah, I mean, social media is like that. That's why I left.
Yeah, and I noticed as soon as I came back to Instagram, it was during summer in June. I was off for 2-3 months. And as soon as I came back during the summer, I keep seeing people going out, people going to beach, people doing this, and then I felt that stress again. Like
you needed to go.
Exactly. That's why sometimes I could be like, Cherno, we don't do anything during this summer, but we actually had done stuff. But I saw other people do even more, and I wanted to do those things too.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how social media can affect.
That's why I left. Well, for me, it was just I feel like I was wasting my time. I wanted to be more creative. I wanted to do stuff. And people are just always doing stuff here. I'm always on Instagram for funny videos or news. Since then, I don't know what the hell is happening in the world, whether it's war, whether it's anything, because it was just so toxic all the time. People don't want to talk about anything positive. Everybody wants to talk about what's new. What's new?
And that's
what
I
new,
even feel on Instagram now. Like it's just news, it's just, and I understand some things are so important. They will talk about racism, they will talk about women, they will talk about like all these things are so important, but they also drain you because you want to help everyone, you want to talk about everything, and it's so much negative stuff. So that's why right now I'm just on my Instagram trying to just look at like pregnancies or like get tips from pregnant women, those things, that because that's what makes me happy right now. I'm trying to not look at too much news, too much negative stuff, because those things will just give you anxiety.
I think YouTube is the best. Like I don't learn anything from Instagram, and as soon as I feel like I'm not learning anything in what I'm doing, and I'm not gaining anything, I don't want anything to do with it. I think that's one of the reasons why after Ramadan I was like, I think I'm just going to keep it permanent. I don't need it. I don't feel like I need it. Why should I have it? YouTube is literally the best. Everything you need, it's in YouTube. That's why I pay for no ads, and I get all the videos that I need, and I can... Is this a YouTube advertisement? No.
No, this is not sponsored, okay?
No, it's not sponsored. But I'm, obviously I watch a lot of podcasts there. I watch a lot of lectures there. But everything I do in YouTube is just to learn. That's the only kind of social media that I use, and Snapchat, and nowadays, guess what I started doing? I started deleting people on Snap. So any girl that I have that posts something a little bit inappropriate, I delete you, whether I know you or I don't know you.
Why?
So, because I'm like, I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been like, why?
Yeah.
So I've deleted like about maybe 6 or 7 people now. So if I see you post something that's maybe it's too mean, but I'm like, I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
think
And
that's a good...
at the same
wife,
time, and at the same time, I'm trying to be a better person, and I don't want to be having looking at women all the time. You know what I mean? Especially people that I know or people that I don't even know on my Snap, and you just literally post a random picture, either twerking or doing some stupid thing, and I don't want to see that. So literally, I'm like, remove friend. Or someone who has just had a plastic surgery, I'm like, out. I don't need you. Why do I need to have you in my life? Why didn't you see what I'm doing, or I'm seeing what you're doing? I don't talk to you. I don't need you. So,
well, as a wife, I like to hear that.
Yeah, but even if a guy, honestly, even if a guy posts something stupid, like delete you, because for me, I feel like since I've deleted my social media, I've just looked at the world very differently. You know what I mean? Even with news, like obviously right now you're my only news source. You're the one who told me about literally everything that's been going on for the last couple of days, whether it's that Iranian girl that they murdered and all these things. And if you don't tell me, I'll probably see it on Twitter, but I will not even click on it because I'm not interested, because I feel like I'm not even surprised on what's going on in the world. It's like things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. Yeah, you understand? And obviously there are like a lot of sad things happening in the news. And actually, when we were going to talk, and I was like, actually, one of the only things we mostly enjoy talking about is when something happens in the news. And that's when we actually enjoy having a conversation, especially with the one that happened with like I said, the Iranian girl. What's happening with that right now?
Now, I don't know. No, I don't know.
This is what happens when you start your first podcast. The guests and the host don't know shit about podcasting 101.
Sitting here leaning back.
I'm like literally breathing in the that's why I was trying to like go to the side because my heavy breathing, but yeah.
Yeah, but what's happening in Iran now, it's this girl that she's called Masha, or she was called Masha. She was wearing her hijab in a way that was not allowed in Iran, and they killed her for that. So that's basically what's happening there. And right now it's just a lot of protests. People have been dying in the streets, and yeah.
But how did they kill her?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Like, is there a video, or did they actually say why? Like, sorry, how did they kill her?
No, I'm not sure actually.
So they just said that she died.
Yeah, but they probably wrote why they killed her. It's just that I didn't dig into it because, as we talked about, I don't like. It's just sad stuff and gives me anxiety, and I don't really know what to do from here, more than just share a post on Instagram about like hijab is rights and those things,
Yeah, I think when these things happen, people obviously always blame Islam. And
exactly.
They don't look at the problem with the country.
Yeah.
In a lot of countries, it's not about religion. It's about the culture. It's about that country having an issue that
and
they
I
need to
get
deal
very
with.
upset because I see a lot of Swedes, people from Sweden sharing posts where women in Iran, where they burn their hijab. And I think that kind of...
Oh my God.
That kind of post will just, in Sweden, we have a lot of Islamophobia. And that's just going to be like, oh, see, the girls don't want to wear the hijabs, they're burning them. But maybe the girl who's burning the hijab doesn't even wear hijab. Like,
exactly.
so it's just giving a very stupid message sometimes too. I understand the protest and that she died is just crazy and the Iranian government has to change. But what we are sharing on social media will also, like, it can be very toxic and just spread a lot of Islamophobia around the world.
Did you know that actually Iran, that's not the only law? There's other laws. When you break them, they'll probably jail you or kill you. So it has nothing to only do with hijab. It just happens to happen that this girl got murdered. But there's so many other laws in that country, like very strict laws, that if you break them, then you're going to die.
Yeah,
you understand? Has to change. But there's another issue in that country. Like, they have a problem. So it's not about them. Okay, they are taking context of the Islamic religion, which is not right, because of it could be lack of education. But most of it is like a problem in that country that they need to fix. You understand? Because at the end of the day, Islam, God will punish that woman for taking her hijab out. God will punish the person who does not pray 5 times a day. God will punish the person who's not fasting in Ramadan. He will be the one to give the punishment, not you as a person. You understand? So you don't have the right to touch a person. What they needed to do was to take that woman and talk to her. Whatever issues that they're having in the country, if somebody breaks the rule, especially an Islamic rule example, you need to do, maybe the country, people are having certain problems with their mental health, whether it's human rights, whether it's just anything to do with their rights, you know what I mean? Freedom, like just, you get what I mean, like just to make a choice for themselves, because obviously the hijab has been forced to pray 5 times a day.
What is crazy is that they even would need to go and talk to her. If she want to wear her hijab in a certain way, it should be allowed.
No, but what I mean is it should be allowed, yes, but at the same time, let's say example, if I have a friend who's taking her hijab out. Most of the time, it's either she wants to take it out because of a certain reason. Either she's not getting enough support, or she's having doubts about her religion or certain things. And just talking to her, that doesn't mean she needs counseling. She needs help. You know what I mean? Like in this country, if somebody's going through something, okay, you don't just tell, okay, do what you want. Most of the time, they go to get help. They're like, okay, this is happening in my life. This is why I want to take it. And this, you talk to somebody who's more educated, because at the end of the day, Islam, that's how it works. You don't have to forcefully go talk to someone, no. But I'm saying the fact that they had her maybe in custody or whatever, they were holding her, whatever. Talk to her, ask her whatever was happening with her. But of course, that's a big issue.
Yeah, but they can ask her, and they can ask her why she did it. But I think they still needs to let her do that. Do you understand?
No, of course, I'm not saying they shouldn't let her do that. But it's more about an open talk. What's happening in the country? It doesn't even have to be specific. Maybe just her. It could be everybody in the country. You know, it could be groups. I don't know how they would do it. Like just to talk to what's happening in the country with the rules and the laws. Is this thing working for us, or is this thing not working for us? So that's why I mean it's a issue in the country that needs to be solved generally.
But you know what makes me irritated? It's just a lot of in this world. It's just a lot of men choosing over women, and I still don't get that, because the men, like it was men killing her, obviously. They choose over her that okay, you didn't wear the hijab, right? That's our rules, let me kill you. Like that's just crazy. But then we have another world, the Western world, that want to force the woman to not have hijab.
Yeah.
Like they want women to take their hijab off because they say that women are oppressed with wearing hijab. I'm just like, can people just be able to wear whatever they want to wear? Why does it have to be men choosing whether you have your hijab on or off?
But that's not just men. Of course, there's like very tiny percentage of men who are doing those things. Very tiny.
Yeah, but they are the ones controlling. So that tiny percent makes sense.
Yeah, I know. That 1%, Yes, that's like governments and politicians.
Yeah.
So what do you want? You want the woman to run the world, to be there or something?
Yeah, I want women to be more a part of all these things because, okay, we have crazy women too, of course. Even here, Sweden have a lot of crazy women that choose crazy things. But I still think that men cannot relate to women. So why are you even in the discussion?
Yeah, but that's
how
of course that's a problem.
Feel.
You know what I mean? That's something that I think maybe you should start very, very, very early with the mothers and the fathers, how they raise their kids. You understand? That should be the beginning. You know what I mean? That should be the beginning. But at the same time, it's a world, like, it's a nasty world. It's a nasty world. And that 1%, even we have problem with that 1%. You know what I mean? So I don't like how these people treat women. My religion doesn't accept that. Everybody should be equal. Everybody should have the right to say what they want, to dress the way they want. You know what I mean? Of course, there should be order. There should be law. But who here right now you would say is the perfect person to get to decide whose those rights are? Even if a woman would do it, the world could turn into shit. Same as the men who are doing it right now.
Yeah, but we haven't tried because men have been ruining this world for since forever. So,
but if you think about it, yes, men, those government have been ruining. But if you say men, babe, there's a lot of other men who are out there working really hard. People like me with my very tough job that I do, that I come home every day because I do it so I could feed my family.
But when I say men, I mean these men that are making these stupid choices like killing a woman for her job.
That's just politics.
Yeah, but those are the ones that are controlling our society. So those are the men we have to talk about.
How do you think the politics could change with men? How do you think? Do you think that could ever change in this world?
Wipe them all out and bring women and good men. People like you, for example. There is men out there that wouldn't choose those things.
People don't want good people.
What do you mean people don't want good people?
Maybe you want that. A lot of people... That's the problem with humans.
Okay, wouldn't you choose good people?
Of course I would. But how would I know who's good and who's not good? You don't know even if I am good. Or maybe some other... You probably know me very well. But
okay, but...
You understand what I mean? Like, it's a choice that is very hard to make sometimes. Like, people will always vote for the wrong person all the time because they think that's the right person.
Yes.
Because he will say the right things and then you end up failing those people all the time.
Yes, like Sweden now, for example, voting for a Nazis party in our government. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going back home.
Exactly. Sending you back home.
I'm going back home.
Yeah. But see, this is what I mean. I can't have only one episode because I have a lot to talk about.
So should we save this for another episode? Because I feel like we have a lot of things.
That's what I mean.
I've written like a lot of things that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm actually proud. We went a little bit off topic with some of the things we were saying, but I like it. I enjoyed it.
But this is the first one.
This is the first one.
I believe this can be something very good. If you guys want to keep listening to us.
Listening, yeah.
Oh my God, us? See, I'm already taking this shit over.
For anyone that's listening, I would say be patient with us. I'm new to this.
Babe, you're saying us too. Is this?
Yeah, but of course I'm new to this. She's new to. We are new to this. She's my first guest, and she's new to this. This is her first ever podcast. So, look, be brave. Do it. You know what I mean? Because trust me, I've been planning to do this for such a long time. And I've been just literally just like waiting. Oh, I need to get a good mic. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. And I'm really, really, really happy that we did this. I mean, with these topics we talked about, I think it's important too for both of us to go learn about it more. Yeah. Because it only helps both of us to get better with understanding with how the world works, whether it's with men or women and who needs to run the world. So...
I will sit out that song, Who run the world, girls? Who run the world?
And that's not true. Because you're here complaining about men running the world.
I know, right?
So anyway,
But I feel like I could say so much more about all these topics. But of course, then we're gonna sit here all day, all night, and then
I could
you
be
guys.
here 3 hours. It's up to you.
I know,
You're
right?
pregnant. You're having back problems.
I know my back is hurting right now.
Yeah.
But then you guys are gonna fall asleep, so I think it's time to just.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to sleep with my voice too. I mean, if I have a sexy voice.
But you have a good voice. Then
Yeah.
they hear me, and then they wake up like
But
a
you keep
nightmare.
messing up with the mic. That's why I keep telling you to come next to the mic.
Babe, I'm sitting in the mic.
Well, now you are.
Your voice is nice.
I wish you guys could really see what she was doing. And this is going to be a only audio podcast. In the future, we'll probably try to do a video podcast, but we will see. But yeah, should we cut it from here?
Yes,
I'm hungry
think
and I
so.
really want to go take a shower. I feel really stink right now.
Yeah, I can
So
smell it.
yeah, episode number 1 done.
Whee!
Yes. Thank you for everyone that was listening. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And Emma,
Thank you.
babe.
Babe,
Oh,
thank you.
I just call you Emma. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to call you Sharon, but you can call me Emma.
Don't call me by my name.
Okay. But thank you for inviting me, and I wish you luck with your podcast.
Thank
and
you
with
so
all
much.
your other guests.
All
And
right.
I hope I can come back. And you guys keep listening. I
You're
think
always
this
welcome.
is gonna be.
Well, you're in my house, so
Why wait? Are you talking the same time as me?
yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. This is gonna be a very nice podcast, and I will enjoy listening to it, to my voice.
You're so awkward.
Yeah, but yeah,
People are gonna be
Just
like,
do you,
"Who
babe."
the fuck are these two?"
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you, and bye bye.